Hey guys, welcome to episode number 361. Today is Monday, so it's Update Monday, and today I wanted to do a very quick video on how not all projects work out according to plan. As you guys know, I have made my own DIY LED lights in the past, and this is version 3 of my DIY LED light, and it looks pretty good on the surface, but I ran into some problems and I got a little frustrated and I had to put this project on hold. Now before I talk about this light, let's just go take a look at my other two lights, version 1 and version 2, so that you can get an understanding of how I have arrived at version number 3, and then I'll talk about what's going wrong. So this is version number 1. It uses a primed pine board, and it uses the 5-meter strips of LED lights, and that worked out fairly well. Very low cost, and this light has been in operation for probably a year at this point, so it's working out okay. The only trouble with it is I'm a little concerned that the LEDs are right up against the primed pine board. Obviously wood is flammable, and these LED lights get up to around 140, 150 degrees, maybe a little bit more, and I just wasn't comfortable with that. Obviously it's nowhere near the point of it becoming flammable, but better safe than sorry. So I moved on from that version, and then I moved to version number 2, which again uses the LED strip lights, but this time as a substrate material I've used basically a sheet of aluminum, and I painted that aluminum sheet with high heat grill paint, which has made it a non-conductive surface. Obviously aluminum is a conductive surface, and I was able to attach those lights, those strip lights, to that, and the aluminum acts as a heat sink. It's also not flammable, so that's been working out fairly well, arguably better than version 1, but I didn't like how flimsy it was, and it just didn't seem like a great solution. So from there I sort of moved on. Actually, it was kind of expensive too. I don't know if you guys know, but aluminum is pretty expensive. So I took sort of what I learned from those two experiments, and I kind of combined them here in this version 3 light, and it does use a primed pine board. I do think that's a really nice material to work with. It's 3.5 inches wide, and you can basically pick it up at any home improvement store, and the work is basically done for you. You don't have to paint it. It's like ready to go as is, and it makes a great working surface. So what I've done instead of the 5-meter LED strip lights is I've used these lights, which are, I don't know, around 2 feet long, and as you can see, and I've talked about this in previous videos, these lights are pretty sturdy, pretty stable, and that's because it's mounted on aluminum. It's got an aluminum substrate on the back, and then you've got your LEDs on the front. You've got a 3 LED segment, and then you've got cut points, and it also comes with a pigtail on the end. So I bought a bunch of these from China, and I brought them in, and I cut all the pigtails off, and I laid them all out. I put my electrical tape down to hold them all in place, and I lined them all up, and everything was going good. And then I got to the point where I started to solder, and I was working on this project with my brother, and at this point we both got really frustrated. As you can see, these solder connections are not very pretty at all, and the reason behind that, and the problem that we ran into, is solder obviously needs to heat up in order to liquefy. And then when you pull the heat source away from, the soldering iron away, then it cools down and it solidifies. But because this is on an aluminum backing, it sort of pulls the heat away from the solder, and it makes the solder a lot harder to work with. Essentially, the heat gets pulled away and the solder never liquefies. Or if it does, you have to hold the soldering iron there so long it starts to burn what you're working on. So that's the trouble we ran into. I have a crappy little soldering iron from years and years ago, so what I decided to do is, instead of being frustrated and wrecking everything that I started to work on here, I just put a pause on this project and I purchased a better soldering iron. It has an adjustable heat source, so I will be able to hopefully redo all of these solder points and get that to all work the way that I intended. So anyways, that's sort of what's been going on here. I have been working on this for the past few days. I have 3 more exactly like this, and I'm really hoping that the new soldering iron is going to be the key to success here, because it has been sort of frustrating so far, and I hate to see a project sort of get sidetracked or derailed based on something so silly, but it's a learning experience. If you've got LED lights that have an aluminum component to it, it's going to draw your heat away. So that's the little lesson that I learned. Hope you guys learned along with me, and hopefully I get these lights installed above my tanks very soon, because I have a whole lot of other projects that need to be worked on. So anyways guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.